Yes, it is absolutely worth starting a new YouTube channel in 2025, and I'll answer that in 3 different ways, starting with the big picture, revenue, and personal growth. By the way, welcome to the channel. My name is Dave Siltura, a Filipino voice actor working across 78 countries. You might know me as your niece or nephew's babysitter as the voice of Tom, Hank, Ben, and Roy for Talking Tom Shorts for the Talking Tom channel, which is one of YouTube's biggest channels. Starting with the big picture, yes, YouTube is much more saturated, and yes, AI is everywhere. But that also means because everything is becoming more competitive, while there are a lot of people starting channels, there's also a big chunk of people who are really quitting channels or not starting at all. Because the barrier to entry has risen in terms of competition, the greater the reward is becoming for those who are deciding to stay. Author Seth Godin talks about the dip. That basically, whenever you start a new endeavor, learning a sport, learning a new instrument, when you're learning something new, everything is fun for the first few hours, and then a couple of weeks into your lessons, suddenly everything is hard. And for YouTube, lately, that dip has gotten even deeper. It is so much more difficult to stand out, which also means once you do cross that dip and reach the other side, the reward is going to be all that greater, because fewer people are reaching the other side. But that's just if we're talking about the sense of competition. In a sense, YouTube has also become easier. You know what's incredible? This is incredible. Like, I cannot believe that this over here is possible. I still cannot believe that creator tech has improved this much. Traditionally, you would need microphones like this and a studio and a professional camera, but this is also now considered a professional camera. This tiny DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is small, portable, it doesn't shake as much. Look, I'm shaking this, and I am shaking this, and the tiny camera is much more stabilized. And can you compare the picture quality? Both of them are recording in 4K. And actually, the smaller camera can capture more colors than the big one. And now, this is the audio source you are hearing, this tiny Hollyland Lark M2. For the size, portability, and improvement in speed and workflow, and price even, this combination is unbelievably great value. $3,200? This is about $150. This camera rig is about $1,200, and this is about $600. So it's cheaper, lighter, portable, with better image stabilization, with a faster workflow. And we're not even talking about software here. This is just the hardware level. So yes, competition is more saturated, but with the tools available to you now, and the knowledge available, and the skills that you can learn, it balances it out. So in a sense, YouTube can also be easier. Let's talk about revenue. So this is a video I made about 13 months ago, November 2023. I got monetized in June 2023, and these were the first few months of being monetized. At this time, this was barely enough to pay for the editors that we were hiring at that time. Fast forward to today, and these are our figures. Now, the subs really aren't where I would have expected them to be. Usually when we start out a channel, we're like thinking of subs as the first and most important thing. And I'm just fine with the way the subs are right now. But what I'm really excited about is the views and the watch hours. I think it took me 1.5 years to get monetized, and that was really quite the grind. And now I'm just happy because just seeing this figure, 4,000 watch hours within a month, very, very grateful for that. Now, going to the channel revenue today, here's how it looks. Let's click see more. So if you remember, in November, it was around $30, probably went up to maybe $42 or so, because people do spend more around Christmas and the holidays. And it just gradually went up from 35, 68, 75, 84. And this was the time when I was beginning to put in more work into the channel. I was finally getting into the rhythm of being more consistent about things that were working. I still did a lot of experimentation, and until now, I still am experimenting. But basically, I found my niche by first exploring the different topics that I was interested in. And there was this one video about an audio interface and the Fine K688. And when that blew up, I knew that I had to double down on this type of content. Not just because it was a trending topic, but also because it seemed like people valued my opinion in this sphere. So around June, July, we had completed a team of 3 editors here. 3 regular video editors, which is great because because the year before that, we were working with an agency and they were assigning us a different editor every couple of months. And that was a difficult setup because I'd have to teach them how to edit a YouTube video for an audio-specific channel again. And an audio channel has a specific type of editing. Also, somewhere around June, I started doing the record 30 videos in 90 days challenge. Obviously, not a lot of them were quality videos, but it really helped with the workflow and consistency. And the channel peaked in December. I believe this also includes revenue from memberships. Thank you, members. And just quite naturally, this is gonna take a dip in January just because it's not the holiday season anymore. But the channel is still growing overall. So that's YouTube itself, but if you add affiliate links to your videos, you could also earn on Amazon, and I have honestly taken Amazon for granted. I think June was when I started adding more affiliate links, and that obviously helped with growth. And yeah, these are the kind of figures you could get as a growing YouTube channel. I'm also proud to announce that we've just launched this new course, Creator Audio Tactics. Currently, it's pre-selling for $5. The course isn't done yet, so it's got this pre-sale early bird price. And so far, there have been 5 sales. So that's $25. But this is $25 that I haven't had to make an active effort to sell something, aside from the marketing material. It is a start. Now, some of you might be like, ew, courses. If you don't want to create your own course, that's completely fine. Me, personally, I have a course because I want to be able to create as much free content as I can. And this very reasonably priced course is going to help sustain the channel just enough so we can continue to put out high quality, free content. Hi, it's Feature Dave here. If you want to check out the course, check out the links down below. Back to the video. It is also mind-blowing that I don't think a single one of the products that I'm showing here was something that I bought. Okay, I did buy this Hollyland and this DJI Osmo Pocket, but most of the stuff you see on these thumbnails were sent to me. Very few of them I was paid for. Some of them were sent for free. Personally, I'm completely fine with working on a fully sponsored review, as long as the brands agree that I can be fully honest about my opinion, including the good and the bad. But it's just amazing. Everything from webcams, microphones, and lately this massive studio unboxing, but that's just icing on the cake. Something I also learned from this journey, in the process of creating YouTube videos, I've learned to create marketing videos for various companies. And somehow I now specialize in creating marketing videos for software companies. And this is an added income stream I didn't know I wanted to try. And if I weren't doing YouTube, I wouldn't be doing these. And lastly, personal growth. Aside from learning all these skills, I'm learning more about myself and being more proactive about shaping myself. For instance, I get these comments that I sound like the nerd emoji, and I will be honest, I think sometimes I do. But I take that as feedback and I realize, hey, I'm a voice actor and I do have access to my chest resonance, but I just don't use it enough. Does that mean I'm gonna drop my nerd emoji voice? I think it depends on the situation. If I have to do something more formal, of course we use more of that chest resonance, but sometimes I just want to be a millennial having fun. And though it has been far from obvious, last year I was working on my health a whole lot. Why? Because I didn't like how I looked on camera, and though I don't see myself becoming a fitness influencer, I've been playing a lot of tennis with my wife, being much more conscious of my sugar intake. Guys, do your research. Too much sugar is bad for you. Been doing some minimalist workout routines at home, and though I still sleep late sometimes, I generally sleep earlier now. I also find that my wife and I have a better working dynamic thanks to YouTube. Like at the very beginning of working on this channel, with her being the editor, my creative vision wasn't aligning well with her workflow and everything, but now I'm happy to report that we've got that figured out. I'm also very blessed to be working with 2 other very diligent editors. This is the first video editing project for both of them, and that kind of blows my mind. One of them says that this is gonna be her livelihood moving forward, which is definitely not a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, but pressure is a privilege. And that's with the internal team, but also audience-wise, it's just so incredible seeing people leaving these comments saying how much these videos have helped them. And as for the haters, that's also part of personal growth. Like at the start, it would really grate on me when I saw these comments, but I am learning so much from them. Some of them, even though not so well-intended, are actually good feedback, good data that I can work with. And some of the comments even come from well-meaning people. So I have come to terms with haters, even learned to be much more patient toward them. And the fact that we have almost 6,000 subscribers now, incredible. And the fact that there are people who are members practically paying a streaming service subscription at this point. Thank you so much. And speaking of, I'd like to thank these incredible people for their support. Thank you. And by the way, if you like this video, check out this one.